All right. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Tripp Smokepit. Today, I'm talking to one of my TikTok buddies, Jenny, from over at Kuddling Kittens. And before we went live, we were bitching about the VA in Quantico and fucking how much Washington, D.C. is garbage. And I'd rather never go back there again in my life. But how are you tonight?
Well, I'm rather annoyed. I got a live ban on TikTok because fuck TikTok and their ridiculous guidelines that are vaguer than my mom. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you were saying it had something to do with talking about your cats over controversial stuff. Were you making them do like Alex Jones impersonations?
I was just talking about my normal cats, and apparently it's controversial. Like, I don't even talk about politics on my TikTok. I follow a lot of political people on TikTok, and I watch a lot of political content on there, but I never on my own fucking page mix that with the horse stuff. So I don't know what was controversial about fucking cat food and my cats, but we'll see. At least it's just a 1 week ban.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Although I will say that like people do get fucking miserable on TikTok. Like there's been at least 10 people I follow in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, TikTok is nothing but, either far right racist or like, fucking a bunch of the, alphabet people, and your far left fucking communist agenda shit. It's like, what? This has an algorithm, right? Like if you don't watch those videos, they won't pop up. Like all mine are like anime and vet talking history shit, occasional boobs. Like it's not hard. Just like or fucking scroll on. There's a button you can press at the bottom not to see that video again.
Yes. And people don't fucking haven't figured that out, I guess. I don't get it either.
No, they
I'm like, I'll just press hold, not interested. Press hold, not interested. And my For You page is all shit that I like to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with other people.
Well, I mean, like, I think no matter who you are, it's all stuff you like to watch. But maybe the stuff you like to watch is the stuff that makes you a miserable fucking bastard.
That is a very, very interesting point.
I mean, like,
you might be onto something.
Like, same reason that, like, you're talking to one of your friends and they've got some fucking drama going on and you have no business in it whatsoever, but you're like, oh, really? Why don't you tell me some more? It's like, let me into this mess. I want to be mad at something for some reason.
It's so easy to find content to be mad at TikTok if you really try. That's why I think you're onto something. It might be intentional.
Yeah. Although I will say your comment sections seem to be a lot less toxic than a lot of other people I follow.
I think it's because I don't do politics and when I get a troll, if I can't put a funny spin on it, I just delete the comment, block the person and move on with my life. So it keeps them from coming back. And the fact that I don't feed the trolls, it avoids attracting more.
Oh, no. See, I'm on the flip side of that. I will feed the fuck out of the trolls because a comment is a comment as far as the algorithm is concerned. More likes. And it's like, well, that's more exposure. And I'm actually trying to sell shit. So
maybe that's why I'm such a small creator. I'm just too nice where I'm like, if this comment isn't going to help me, it's not going to help somebody else. And it's just a waste of time. I'm just going to delete and move on.
Yeah. But speaking of that, though, like, is the horse mask left over from the chive days?
I've had that horse mask since I worked on the flight line. I don't even know where it came from. I threw a house party and it appeared in my house. And I asked who it belonged to. Nobody fucking owned up to it. So I kept it. And then when I worked mid-shift on the flight line, I'd wear it at work. And just do crazy fucking shenanigans with it.
Is there a part 2 to this where you got tired of it, tried to throw it away, and then like a week after trash day, it showed back up and you're like, where? I thought I threw this out.
No, I married him. My husband also has a horse mask, but his is all damaged because I stuffed it with paper and stuck it in the back seat of his Mustang. So when he looked in the rearview mirror, there it was. So his is all fucking sun dried and nasty, but still stuffed. I ended up marrying a man that had one as well. That also has no fucking clue where it came from. They just appeared in our apartments, and then when we got married, we're like, why are there two? We couldn't figure that out.
I think there's a horror story in there somewhere to tell about this.
I imagine it's a horror story. Horse. That is a hard word to say without saying the word whore.
A horse horror story?
Yeah. The fucking horror story. I can only imagine how my husband felt when he looked in his rearview mirror expecting to see the driveway and instead just saw a fucking horse mask.
You ever fuck with the MPs doing that? Like I used to keep those like full body skeletons you get like around Halloween, like at fucking Walmart or whatever. I would get that,
Yeah.
put it in my passenger seat, and like seatbelt it in and put clothes and a hat on it. So people look at me, hey, that's not another person. Why do you have that? So that you would ask me why I have that. Don't come back when I'm on shift.
I'm totally going to do that. No, I like handcuffs, but not on base. So I don't fuck with the MPs. I bring them food.
Yeah, no, I've always fucked with the MPs like bad. When I was in Pendleton, me and my buddy went out somewhere in fucking SoCal, and I get fucking blitzed, like belligerently fucked up drunk. And my buddy Dick, he was driving, so he didn't. But we come back through the fucking front gate, and it's like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and they got like the MP on each side with the shotgun because it's like in the middle of the night. That's when they infiltrate you. And the MP on the driver's side is like, "You guys been drinking tonight?" I'm like, "I fucking have." And Dick's like, "Dude, shut the fuck up." And the other cop like takes a step towards me, so I rolled on the window. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" What? And then like exorcist projectile vomit on this dude. And then they told us to bounce when we left. And we get like halfway back to the barracks, and Dick's like, "They still have my fucking ID. God damn it." So we had to turn around and go back. And he's like, "I thought we told you not to come back." It's like, yeah, for IDs, man.
We have to go. Now, I've definitely done that through the gates. I turned 21 in basic training. So when I got to tech school and I was finally allowed off base, I did what every young airman does, and I went to the strip club. I got hammered because quarter fucking beers, bitches.
Everyone does.
Oh, I was so drunk. I distinctly remember drooling on that taxi cab window, praying for it just to be fucking over. And I remember that they rolled down the window, and I distinctly remember that sensation of just going down with the window and security forces shining the flashlight like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "If you keep doing that, I'm going to throw up, and it's not going to be cute."
That's the worst thing is like when you're like in that state and you're having a conversation with God, and it's like, "Hey, listen, guy, buddy, me, and I got a favor to ask. Could you either make this better or kill me? I don't care which. Just do one of them right fuck now."
I was like, why couldn't I have just blacked out and not remembered it all? But I was like, I remember it all. It took a while, but I did remember it all. And I was like, this was just horrible.
Successful brownout.
And the way I felt the next morning, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Like, I had thrown up so violently that I had busted blood vessels in my skin and my eyes. And I'm just like, and I remembered all of it. I was like, this is horrible. My poor fucking roommate.
Yeah, I don't know about enemies. I did that to my friends a lot, though. We were having a party once, and one of my buddies brought his brother over, and his brother was a sympathy puker. So anytime anybody puked, he'd puke. So we went and we got like 3 cases of beer, right? And then we'd take turns just like chugging like a 6-pack, like real fast. So like the alcohol doesn't do anything, but you know that carbonation in your stomach, and it's gonna come out. So you're just like puking up foam, And then we'd make sure to do it in front of that dude. I think that dude puked like 6 times and had like 2 fucking drinks just because everybody's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" I didn't mean to talk about puke all night, but I guess here we are.
Yeah. No, it's a curse of being a maintainer. If you don't have an alcohol problem when you come in, you surely will have one while you are in, and you possibly might have one when you get out.
Yeah, and you guys would have like fucking like weird long hours too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun. I think that's what my dad did when he was in fucking although that I'm not sure if there's a difference between, because you guys were like fix the planes, right? Not load bombs on planes, or do you guys do both?
They do both. So I worked B1s and F-16s. Both are fixed wings. Both get bombs.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Like my dad was on the F-111 back in the 70s. Although he told me he made it to sergeant 3 times in his 4 years. While he was in. One was real funny though, because he was out there watching the bird, because apparently they also did like the watches on him too. And the F-111 is nuclear capable, so they would have the bomb outside the plane with a arming module next to it, and you'd have a 12-hour shift where you stand there and just make sure nobody steals the bomb. And he was like, "Yeah, I was bored, and this thing's got like a fucking 46-digit arming code, so like you're never gonna get it, so you just like fuck around and you press buttons because it makes noise, And then, you get a red light. That's all that happens. He's like, yeah. So one day I was fucking around and the light turned green. And then he said he saw pavement and then he woke up with a headache, couldn't see anything, and was in a dark room with like a light bulb and somebody kicking his ass for 3 days, wondering how he got the codes. And I think it was the second time he got busted down.
I'd be like, you might want to make it harder to crack if I'm just out here pushing buttons and it worked.
Right? Shit. What? Hey, fucking honorable discharge, so screw it, right?
Fuck it. Full send.
Can you imagine doing that nowadays, though? Like, fucking, fucking
you never even make it past the first round. They'd probably fucking dump your ass in the desert and just be one of the missing airmen.
Yeah, because I think he was up at, was it Mountain Home in Idaho? I think.
Yeah, there's a base out there. I don't remember what it's. I think it is called Mountain Home.
Yeah, fucking. One of the things though that he said he hated the most about it though was when he first got there. They would get extra pay because of how far the base was from town, because like distant fucking whatever. And he's like, after he was there for a year, they moved the front gate a mile, so it was within bounds of the town. So it wasn't any less of a drive, but they didn't have to like pay everybody there for.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, I'm glad to know the big green weenie is nothing new.
That is so messed up. That is some Air Force level shit, though.
Yeah. Fucking one of the things I fucking think is great is no matter what branch, whoever it is you're talking to, it's like, okay, all right, and we're all getting fucked. We're just complaining about it different. Got it.
Drugs. Drugs. That's all I can think of when I read that comment.
So another thing with the horse mask though, is that strictly for humor, or are you trying to throw off the Illuminati?
It's strictly for humor. I don't even know what the Illuminati is.
What? The shadow government? The back of the dollar bill pyramid scheme?
If I knew anything about it, then I don't know anything about it.
Catching your drift. Got it.
Yeah, I know nothing.
So also earlier you were talking about another podcast that you do you run it, or are you just like one of the members over at Veterans Anonymous?
I don't run it. I'm one of their co-hosts on the Wednesday show, which is called The Crossroads, and then I occasionally pop on to their Tuesday show, which is called Scramjet, and they are Veterans Anonymous 22. And you can find them on Facebook as Veterans Anonymous 22. They're Veterans Anonymous on YouTube, and they're Vets Anon on Twitch. And they have shows Monday through Thursday, although the Monday show is currently on a break. So Tuesdays are Scramjet, Wednesdays are the Crossroads, and Thursdays are your Full Metal Crane Eaters for your weekend safety brief.
Full Metal Crown Eater.
Yes. They got 2 Marines that run that Thursday show. And one of those Marines are actually running across the United States to raise awareness for 22 veterans a day.
Wait, running across the street.
Running. Yes, running.
Huh. Now did Forrest Gump inspire that, or was he just like, fuck it, like I'm tired of running around town?
I will ask. I just think he likes running.
All right. So what do you guys talk about over there? Because I mean, if it's 4 days a week, you gotta have something to.
It's kind of a hodgepodge of topics. So to your redirect, it's a lot about hobbies and things that you can do to get your mind out of whatever mindset that it's currently in that's causing you to spiral. Wednesdays are kind of like your take a step back from everything, play a game, talk about maybe some current topics, how your week has been. And then Thursdays are more of your safety brief, more of your awareness for 22 a day type of thing. But there's also a jumble of topics that are discussed amongst.
So like, don't add or subtract from the population, stay out of jail. If you're playing Magic the Gathering, make sure that
if you're playing Magic the Gathering, you're probably a nerd.
Man, there's a lot of fucking nerds in the military, man. Fuck.
God, I know. There's so many. Legit so many.
Yeah, no, like, and I'm convinced that it's like they weren't nerds when they showed up, but they had nothing else to do. So here's your new nerdum, buddy. Well, Doc, what are you talking about? Remember the Wounded Walk with Chris Sinopol back in? No, I don't.
I don't remember. I don't recall that at all.
I also barely remember 2011.
That was the first year that I graduated high school in 2010.
Oh,
So I'm young. I turn 30 next year. I'm having a small existential crisis.
Oh, don't worry. Your knees only get worse.
They're already pretty bad. I got arthritis in both. And I still run. So I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna have a knee replacement in the next 10 years.
That'd be nice. I don't want to do that, but I mean, like, they can give me robot legs.
Right? Like, I want robot legs. Maybe the pain will be less. That'd be nice.
No, because you'd probably get them through the fucking VA, and they'd have some fucking glitch in them.
I'm a vet panda because my husband is still in, but I'm a veteran, so I can't be a dependent. A vet panda, so I still got that TRICARE.
Yeah, but are you friends with all the wives now?
No, fuck no.
the Dependosaurus Rex, the hippopotamus.
I do plan. So if we go on base for trick-or-treating this year, I'm definitely wearing that fucking dependent costume and heels and everything. The fucking dress, the mask, and the heels, and I'm going ham on that shit.
Fucking do it and put it on TikTok.
I'm definitely doing it. I'd be like, my kid's gonna be dressed up all adorable, and here I am in a fucking mask and a dress, like, hey, what's that?
Hey, whose kid are you? Surprise!
Oh, if my kid would wear a hippo mask and it actually fit her, she'd be going as a dependa. Just to piss off the spouses.
Now, when you were a kid, did you ever do anything fucked up on Halloween?
No, that's the thing. I was terrible to my mother, but I never got into actual legal trouble. Like, I was terrible to other people, just my mother. That's it. And my brother. I'll admit it. I was an asshole to my brother, too.
Well, I mean, family matters are no, but what we would do is we would get our group of 4 or 5 of us or whatever, and then like we'd pick a house. And then one of us would go to the house. Hey, trick or treat. Hey, isn't this where that person died? No? Okay, all right, bye. And then 20 minutes later, or one or the other one was, hey, isn't it where this dude committed suicide? No, okay, all right. 20, 30 minutes later, trick or treat. Isn't this house where that dude killed his wife and kids and then like burnt down the shed? No? Okay, all right, bye. Just to fuck with people when we came by.
That's kind of genius. Why didn't I do that as a kid? My goodness.
Wow.
I went cow tipping once and I got caught. And it's probably the worst thing that I've done outside of like stealing shit from my mom and stuff like that.
Okay, so cow tipping. Nebraska, Indiana, Ohio.
You're missing a key state in there.
Michigan.
Iowa. Everyone always forgets Iowa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's not Wyoming.
That's true.
I mean, I forget that state exists unless somebody mentions, I guess, Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. Cornfields, cows. Good times.
Yeah. But if you're not from that area, like, you think about whatever your state is, like New York and then like the East Coast down to Florida. I don't know what this is. Texas, Mexico, California, Washington. Then I have no idea what the fuck this shit is because Americans are terrible at geography.
I'm actually really good at geography.
Really?
For the United States.
Oh, okay. So if I was going to start asking you about Kazakhstan.
No.
Oh, damn.
No. Right. I used to know all of that, but the older I get, the less I remember.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't think that one gets better either. Like I think you hit like what 23 or 25-ish, and then like that's where you're supposed to be dead at, and then after that, it's just like God's mad at you for not dying before you're 25.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My husband's just like, where did you go? And I'm like, where do you think, motherfucker? And now we wait.
I'm in the house.
he'll he'll figure it out. It's on the joint calendar. He knows I didn't leave the house because the keys are still hanging up, so he'll figure it out eventually.
Joint calendar.
Huh? Yeah, I have a little calendar that I write all my appointments on because he's the type of person that'll ask me over and over and over, "What do you have going on today?" I have shit to do, bro. What do you mean? It's on the calendar. Read it. That way I don't get asked 80 bajillion times the same fucking question. Think smarter, not harder.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. Now, I'm the exact opposite way with my fucking wife because it's like, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a job. I'm in the basement. What do you want?"
I don't have a job either, but we do have a soon to be 3-year-old. So I take care of her during the day, but I do have various appointments that pop up here and there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sorry. So, other question: where do the morning thoughts come from? Or are you swiping those from Twitter, or are you watching
Reddit?
Oh, okay.
I am a huge Reddit lurker. I have been a part of the stocks and the stocks and bonds Reddit for like a long time.
Did you make money on GameStop?
Huh? I did. To the point where I got booted off Robinhood.
Oh, good for you.
That's what pays for all the TikTok shit. It's all the money I make on stocks. So like I've been on that one for a while. I like makeup. So like I read the gossip on all the beauty gurus. I dabble in a bunch of things. So they're either thoughts that I've come up with or that I've read on Reddit and thrown a gift their way. But I was like, that's just fucking funny. So I'll message the person and be like, "Can I use this?" And they're like, "I don't fucking care." Like, perfect. So a lot of them, it's just like the Harry Potter one, that was all me. And that was because I read a huge thread on UK education versus United States education, how the United States are basically just shit. And I was just like, Harry Potter was here, he'd definitely be a high school dropout. But in the UK, he'd be a college dropout. It's like, interesting.
Right, but in America, Harry Potter would have definitely been a armed student that stopped a mass shooting.
Yes. He would have definitely been handed like the key. The mayor would have given him a key to the city or whatever. Like, definitely would have gotten a lot more recognition than he did in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite memes ever was a picture of an AK-47 and it just said "Muggle wand." Fuck was.
Oh God.
I never really got too big into Harry Potter though. Like, I think I was just too old enough to not care. Like I saw the movies. I was like, all right, yeah, I get it, but I don't know. It wasn't ever my thing. I'm kind of jealous of it though, because like a lot of people are like, "Dude, this is like a huge fandom, and I fucking love it." And it's like, I want to go watch Star Trek because I'm old.
I like it, but not to the level that people really get into it. Like, I don't read the fan fiction. I used to have a bathroom decorated as a Ministry of Magic, but like I wouldn't call myself a super fan. And the only reason why I got into it was to piss my mother off.
Oh, really? I'm gonna go read this witchcraft.
Yes, exactly. Back in the day, my mom was super religious to the point where I couldn't watch Fantasia because Mickey Mouse wore a wizard's hat. So when I got into, second and third grade, and this book that was forbidden was available to me at the school library, hell yeah, I snuck that shit and left it in my desk at school and read that shit on my lunch break. Nice. Like, hell yeah. I'll never forget the day that my mom decided to surprise me at school for lunch. And I was just like, I remember arguing with my friend, but like, "You have to put it in your desk." And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because if my mom finds it, I'm going to be in trouble." My mom found it. But thankfully, she realized, I was like, "Mom, this is just fantasy and fiction. Like, this is fiction. This isn't like a religion that I'm not going to start like doing spells at home. It's just a fucking book. You can't ban a book." Like, I distinctly remember telling my mom in the third grade that you can't ban books. It's censorship. And the look on her face where she's like, do I whoop her ass because she's being disrespectful? Or do I understand that my daughter is technically right?
I mean, it could have got worse. She could have whipped your ass, and you would have said, "You goddamn communist!" And like, no.
I think she made the smart decision. She pick and chose her battles. I had to do dishes an extra night that week, but I got to keep the book. And then she proceeded to buy me all the other books between her and my grandmother. I still have all. Yeah, I have all the books. I still do.
Nice. Now, are they all the same edition though? Because like one of my pet peeves though is like either like I'll do it to myself and I'll get mad, or I'll go to somebody else's house and they'll have like all the books in a certain series, but they'll have like the big hardback one and then like the small paperback one and then like a different weird one, and it's like, okay, so I didn't have OCD before I saw this.
I do plan on eventually purchasing a set of all hardcovers, but I do have mismatched. But I'm sentimental about them because they were all books that were given. So it's just like, I wish they would have just given me a fucking set. But at the time they gave, I got books 1 through 4 as a set for Christmas, but they only had books 1 through 4 at the time that it was given. And then they came out with 5. So my grandmother, I went to the midnight release party at Barnes and Noble, and I got book 5. I did the same thing for book 6 and 7 as well. So they're going to be mismatched because they don't release paperbacks at those. They're all hardcovers. But books 1 through 4 were a Christmas gift.
Now, is there 7 or 8? Like, I know that she's been adding now, but like
so 8, book 8 is technically it's not even a book 8. It's just that playwright or the play screen or whatever the fuck they call, where they take the script of the play and they put it in a book. Yeah. It's some play. I never bothered to read it because I think it's boring. The Harry Potter fad had kind of passed, and I feel like books 1 through 7 did a really good job. I don't need to know how it ends years down the road in Harry Potter land.
J.K. Rowling's still writing. So Harry Potter picks up his cane because, it doubles as a wand, but his hip isn't too good anymore. Now, he was trying to do a spell to warm up the coffee, but he had dementia, so he made hot tea instead. Harry Potter hated hot tea.
Based on what I read from some of the synopsis, he's an overworked Auror at the Ministry of Magic, and I was just like, yeah, I really don't fucking care. I know adulthood sucks. I don't need to read about it in one of my favorite fan fictions. Like, no, thank you.
That's one of the reasons that like I don't read a lot of like dystopian sci-fi, even though like I'm a big sci-fi guy. I don't like that little nick of it because like, oh, cool. So you're angsty, oppressed fucking teenagers living under a tyrannical government. I do that.
I couldn't have predicted that one. Well, that's what I like about your books is I'm still about halfway. I had to reread it because I was trying to read your book after I would take my Ambien, and then I would completely brain dump what I just read. So I'm about halfway through your book, and I'm like, I literally have no fucking clue how this shit's gonna end, and I'm here for it. And then I did buy on Kindle all the books from my grandfather. And he won't spoil it for me, but he's very much enjoying them.
Well, I'm glad he's digging them.
He is a Marine, so I think that's what drew him in the most. I was like, Papa, I got you a gift card. These are how you buy the books. And he's like, well, I'm like, just listen to the words I'm saying and do as I am saying. So I helped guide him through purchasing all the books. And I was like, you need to read these. Every time you stop your truck for the night, you need to be reading these because they're hilarious and you can't see what's coming, and alien.
It's weird though, because like the people that like contact me about it, like it's a lot more diverse than I thought it'd be. Because like, I mean, you're reading the first one, you know, like I wrote that for post 9/11 fucking veterans, right? Like I didn't intend, like if somebody else reads it, that's fucking great. But like I wrote it for like our generation of military fucking people. Like, hey, guy, person, dude, Chica, this is your humor. Enjoy this. 75% of my fan base is 50-year-old house moms.
I would not have seen that coming.
Me either.
I'm trying to picture you at being discussed at book clubs because your book has a lot of like swear words and I'm like at a 50-year-old book club night, like intriguing.
You're like, why does everybody in this book talk the way they do? They swear so much. I'm like, well, I mean, Marines, and that's how we talk. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think it was like that. Anyway, good book. Thank you. It's like, thank you too. Thanks for reading. That was weird. Keep it up though. Thanks. Somebody else's mom.
$19-year-old Latinas in Yuma. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Doc. Fucking that dude. He's who the Doc character is based off of. He's a good hype man. Apparently, he's been let's see. I don't want to put too much of his laundry out there. You know that midlife crisis you have, but you don't get to do it until after you get divorced in your early 30s. Well, he's going through that right now, and apparently he's leaving my book on bedstands. So
that's smart.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could fucking.
I'm so sad that he left. Ooh, a book. That is a really smart tactic.
Yeah, like fucking, I like, you know how you have like fantasies about shit that you're never gonna be able to do? Like, I have one where it's like I'm an alternate universe me, like I'm not married and I'm a dirtbag rock star. And then like after I'm done with whatever groupie, it's like, sorry, babe, I'm out. Here's a book.
That is just, I can't get over it. Like, that is kind of genius.
Yeah. Apparently he also put it in his dating profile, which good for me. Good for him. Bromance is the word right there. Yeah. No, but speaking of that, there's another author, a friend of mine, who coincidentally ended up being the wife of one of the corpsmen I went on deployment with. And she's a fucking she writes like young adult dystopian sci-fi, which is exactly the genre I don't want to read, but she's a good author, so it's like, all right, well, I'll read this. But fucking, I want to say like halfway through the series, the main character links up with her dad, who I don't know if it was based off of her husband, but I'm like, okay, so this seems like your husband. I don't know if it's your dad in real life or not, but I know exactly that story you're telling. I think I was there for that. Stop writing me into shit.
You're not promoting your best. Thankfully, I managed to meet my husband offline and not on Tinder, but I didn't do that much better because I worked with him.
Well, I mean, fucking that seems to be the way it is nowadays. Like fucking Tinder, or what's the other one? Bumble, I think is the other big one.
I don't know.
That or just like finding chicks on Facebook or Instagram, which cool. I don't know if I'd have the confidence to do that. Like, because like, you know, you fucking see on so many other fucking people's, you know, fucking shit, you know, like, oh, hey, look, there is a woman on the internet. Hey, sexy, what's up? It's like, well, I'm not going to come at her like that. Fuck, I can't compete.
I don't know. Back when I was single, a lot of the guys I worked with were on dating websites, and I was just like, ew, no thanks. Because with my luck, they're going to say, oh, you got a match. And it's going to be that asshole at work that I can't fucking stand. So I was like, no thanks. Hard pass.
Yeah, but don't you have to say yes before you get a match? So that would have been on you.
I didn't want to even get the notification that I had possibly been matched. It'd be like, because like I logged onto the site through one of my friend's account. And I was like, we work with him. She's like, I know. And I go, and we work with him and him and him. Like, these are all of our coworkers. What is wrong with you? The whole unit doesn't need us. You naked. Put it away. Put it away.
Yeah, but at that point, though, you probably know most, or at least a few of the people that they've been with. So it's like, well, I mean, at least I can get a resume together for this. I mean,
yeah, God, no. I don't want to share my toys with the unit. That's nasty. Like, gross. I've never been into that. I dated one guy in the back shop that I worked with, and I pretty much told him, like, he honestly is a phenomenal person. Great guy. But he's also a pussy. So my personality just fucking steamrolls him. Where I was like, bro, this is never going to work. No.
Well, that and like you're with them all day, like at work, you want to get away from people that you work with when you get home, and it's like, oh, hey, you again. Great. So this is just like being back at the fucking shop, but in my house.
But different because we're in civilian clothes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking stand it. And then when I told him, like, hey, I'm going back out to the flight line, I'll be on the line on Monday. He's like, well, why would you go back out to the flight line? I'm like, because it's like, I don't like back shop. I'm only in back shop because I needed knee surgery. You knew this wasn't permanent. He goes, well, you'll be on a different shift. I'm like, okay.
All right.
What's your fucking point?
Not to play the one-up game, but I think Doc just one-upped us both. He says, I matched my ex-wife on Tinder by accident.
I have never done that, thankfully. Oh, Ewie.
I think kids nowadays say oof.
That'd be an oof reel where it goes oof, 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 oof.
Yeah, keep that away somewhere else, man.
Oh, God. Thankfully, I have not run into my ex-husband on TikTok or Instagram or anything like that lately. Oh, that'd be awkward. He did email me about 6 months ago asking me about some. So we had a joint bank account, right?
Yeah.
I closed it. So it was closed, no longer open. Well, he opened it and put money in it. So when I called the bank to close the account again, because I did not want to be responsible for it, the bank told me, the lady on the phone, I cannot close an account with that has a balance in it. Would you like to withdraw? I go, no, I would not, because it's not my money. She goes, ma'am, this is your ex-husband. I cannot close the bank account if there is a balance in it. Would you like to withdraw? And I go, I can't do that. It's not my money. She goes, ma'am, would you like to withdraw since your name is on the account? And I was like, you know what? This guy was an asshole. He smacked me around. Fuck yeah, I want to withdraw.
They wouldn't let you take your name off of it?
Huh?
They wouldn't let you just like take your name off of it?
No.
No.
Because I was no, because we were both primaries.
Mm.
And that's why I just closed it. So he emailed me back asking for the money. And I was just like, you know what sucks about being an adult? And that's all I sent him. And I waited for his reply. I go, when you get fucked. I blocked this email. I haven't heard from him since. Yeah.
Fucking yeah. No, the thing about that though, fucking like this hasn't happened to me. But I've had a few friends this has happened to where it's like, all right, well, she's fucking crazy bitch or he's a crazy bastard. Block. New phone number. Why did you block me? Whoa. Hey, bro. Don't be doing that. Don't be getting a new fucking phone number just to fucking text somebody, man. There's some psychos out there.
Oh. I've run into a few psychos just on TikTok where I block one account and then another account follows me and I'm like, what the fuck? Go away. Just go away.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, what is somebody doing that who you probably don't know on some fucking social media page that's bothering you so much that you're going to create a new account just to fuck with them?
Well, he had started out with him following me, which lots of people follow me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then he started DMing me like things you should not even say to your mother or your pastor. But yet he is sending them to me, and I am married. So I told him I'm married. Fuck off. Those words, and I blocked him. And then he made another account with the same profile picture, uploaded the same 3 videos, and sent me another DM. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I blocked him. Didn't even respond to this one, just blocked him. And then another fucking account pops up with the same 3 videos, same profile pic. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why?
You should be able to block people in real life, you know? Like,
I wish.
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a show on Netflix called Black Mirror that talks about inadvertently talks about like social constructs and things like that. And there was an episode where that you could block people in real life. So all you see is just a blur. And he ended up murdering some kid that he thought was his, but it wasn't. Yeah. You should check out Black Mirror on Netflix. If you like a mental mind fucked at 2 a.m. because you can't sleep, it is a great fucking show.
It sounds like some Twilight Zone bullshit.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Couldn't sleep. Ended up binge watching the whole episode. Stayed up the whole night and went, oh God, I regret everything. But it was so good.
So the whole series like that? Like
but they're all different. Each episode is a different topic. So it's not like a continuation. It's just 30 minutes of one of them was social media, it was hinting at the dangers of social media. So in order to purchase a car, rent a house, you had to have a certain social media ranking. And if you didn't, then you would start losing privileges. And that was just one fucking episode.
You know, they're doing that in China right now.
Oh God, I'd be fucked.
Like social credit score. And if you're not in good enough standing with the party, then like you can't do certain shit.
Oh God. That's also China.
Yeah. But fucking, I was reading this thing about people that like got around that to like, you know, stick it back to the fucking government. And there was this one like neighborhood that wanted to fucking demolish to like build something up, and this guy was like, I'm not leaving. I have this house because my dad gave it to me. My dad had this house because his dad gave it to him, so far fucking back. And they ended up demolishing all the fucking like houses around there, and they brought the army in to fucking pull this dude out. But before they pulled him out, he put up this like huge flagpole and like ran up this big Chinese flag. And he's like, I am the most patriotic Chinese motherfucker on the planet. Like, I am China. This is China. Fucking pretty much pulled the fucking like Brovet fucking This Is America thing, but in China, like came out wearing like Chinese flag fucking clothes and shit. He's like, if you shoot me, you're shooting China. And they're like, okay, so the government's saying drag this guy out, but like that's blasphemy. So like, what do we do? And then like, I think they ended up getting him out by like giving him like a stupid amount of money. Like, hey, listen, so if you don't make a big deal, we'll make it to where like your great grandkids won't have to get jobs, all right? But
smart.
Yeah.
The movie and not on Netflix. I will definitely probably check that out.
Now, did you ever watch the old Twilight Zone though?
Bits and pieces as a kid. I grew up kind of sheltered just because my mom was pretty strict.
Oh,
so
it's on Netflix or fucking Amazon or fucking something. But I would suggest watching those because like a lot of them are like, I mean, they're all weird stuff, but a lot of them are still like super fucking like I guess poignant even now. Like one, there was these somebody like a group of robbers like built this like little time machine to let them like jump through time, and they like went to the past and like stole a bunch of gold, and then like ended up running away from I guess like the time cops, and they were just gonna hey, we have a bunch of gold now, nobody can track where we did it because we're from the future or whatever. They get like super far into the future to get like away from the time cops, and they get stuck out in this desert, and they have all this fucking gold, and they're about to fucking die because they're in outside of fucking Las Vegas or 29 Palms or some shit, excuse me. And they finally find these people like, listen, we have all this gold. We'll give all of it to you if you just give us some water. And they're like, gold? That's fucking worthless, dude. Who the fuck has gold? And then like they ended up giving them water because, they're decent human beings, but it was kind of like one of those, mind fuck things. But there was this other one that I thought was really good where there was this like shop owner. He like ran like a pawn shop, and he like broke like the front window on accident. Like not broke it out, but it had like a big crack in it. And he was like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, I wish I could fix that, but I can't. And somebody came in and pawned off this lamp. He rubbed it out. Genie came out, and Genie's like, I'll give you 3 wishes. What do you want? He's like, well, I want $1 million. So, Genie gives $1 million. He, pays for the window to get fixed. And then the IRS shows up and like takes all of his fucking money away because taxes, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, no. The first wish was to fix the window. The second wish was to get all the fucking money. And then after the IRS took all his money, he's like, all right, well, I got one wish left. What do I do? I say, well, I want to be super rich. But I also don't want the IRS to be able to take my money. So I have to be in charge of the country, right? But also, if I'm going to be in charge of the country, I don't want to be, so I have to be a dick. I have to be in charge. I have to be like fucking in charge. Like none of this elected bullshit. And then also like penicillin's nice and electricity's nice. So it has to be somewhat modern. The genie's like, your wish is granted. And the dude wakes up and he's Hitler. And then like, but he's like in the bunker and the Russians are coming in. He's like, oh God, I made the wrong wish.
Oh God.
Dicks.
Damn. Okay. I'm going to look for Twilight Zone. If I can't sleep tonight, that's what I'm going to be looking for. But like, it's bound to be on one of those streaming platforms.
And if it's not, I mean, like it was on in the 50s. It's probably all on YouTube.
Ooh, I didn't even think of YouTube. I watch so much shit on YouTube anyways.
Yeah, YouTube started doing this thing where like you can just fucking watch movies on there. Like there's a lot of them you can like I guess rent, but you can like watch it with like extra ads. So like you have to watch an ad every fucking like 5 minutes. But I watched Galaxy Quest on it the other day. I was like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll stick with the ads. It's like watching TV, with the same commercial every 5 minutes instead of fucking whatever. Like I'm starting to get really mad at Rob Riggle.
I paid for YouTube Premium because I kept getting Biden political ads. And I was just like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. With how much conservative bullshit I watch on YouTube, you're going to throw a goddamn Biden ad? Fuck it. I'll pay for this shit just so I don't have to look at his goddamn face.
You know, I think they did that on purpose. Because I only see, I guess, more liberal ads when I'm watching conservative shit, and I see a lot of conservative ads when I'm watching liberal stuff. So I think they're doing that on purpose, just to like not necessarily to you know, like influence you for like voting shit, just to make you mad at ads to buy the premium. So.
I was never getting, so I do watch liberal shit too, and no, they were nothing but Biden ads. I was just like, you've got to be shitting me. And they were the same like 3 or 4 ads. I'm Joe Biden. I approve this message. I don't fucking care. Go away. Go away.
First off, Joe Biden, no, you fucking didn't, because you have no idea where the fuck you are right now. All right.
I was so annoyed. And I asked my husband, like, can we just agree that we're done with this and just pay for it? Can we just pay for it? I was like, no, I'm done with it. I watch so much YouTube that I barely watch anything else anyways. I was like, I will cancel shit for this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, fucking, like, does anybody still have cable?
There are people that still have cable, and I don't know why.
But under 50. Is there anybody under 50 that still has cable?
Yeah, I have friends that are a little bit older than I am that have cable. I don't understand why. Because I'm like, if you're willing to wait a day, it'll probably be on Hulu or YouTube or something,
or Pirate Bay.
Prime. Yeah. I was like, I don't see the point in cable.
Yeah, and then like a lot of the big networks do that shit too. Like what is it? God, Comedy Central. Like you can watch all that shit the next day just on the website for free. Like you don't have to log in.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
but I will check that out.
That's why I still watch South Park when it's on. But that's been going downhill for like 10 years.
Ooh, I will check out Google Opinion Rewards. Hell yeah. Rent movies for free? Heck yeah.
Nice.
I've never heard of that. Mama Joe 2024.
Yeah.
What is that?
Joe Jorgensen, the third party candidate that ran in 2020.
Ah.
Yeah. It's like that.
I don't know enough about her. Yeah. I'm just tired of having Biden, Trump bad, Biden crazy. Just it's like everyone go to their corner and where are the facts? I don't care what your opinion is. What are the facts?
Yeah. Well, see, the thing about that is like all the stuff that Biden said about Trump and all the stuff that Trump said about Biden, they were both 100% right about each other. And it's like, in any sane environment, neither of you would fucking be here. But okay, that's where we are right now. Got it. Sweet. Great. America. Yay.
Yeah. Now I will look into Joe Jorgensen. I honestly don't know how 2024 is going to go at this point. I honestly didn't think Biden was going to get elected. And then when he did, I was just like, well, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Although I will, though, when he, gets old and dies or, gets deemed unfit for service and Kamala Harris becomes the president, I am going to throw a thank God it wasn't Hillary Clinton party.
I was glad about that. But yeah, I don't think he's going to finish the presidency. I'm amazed that he's made it this far, to be honest.
Yeah. But I mean, the other thing about that though is like he's not in the media or the media isn't paying as much attention to him as they were with Trump. So I don't know for a fact that everything that we've seen from him wasn't recorded like last year and they're just showing it to us. And I'm like, look, he's still alive. We're totally not pulling a Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I could have there for a while when the news media wasn't showing Trump. I flat out thought they assassinated him. I was like, well, I guess he's gone. And then he popped up again. And I was like, okay, he's still good. Yeah, I don't trust the government as far as I can throw him anymore.
Yeah. Oh, although fucking, if you want to mind fuck, here's one for you. The government doesn't exist. And think about this. If it does exist, you'd be able to point to it and show me where it is. Somebody else was fucking with me a long time ago because I was saying I was going on a tangent. I was mad about something. I was like, goddamn fucking stupid Marine Corps, blah, blah, whatever. They're like, dude, the Marine Corps doesn't even exist. I'm like, dude, are you high right now? And he's like, no, think about it. Where is the Marine Corps? Is the Marine Corps in this room right now? I'm like, no. But I mean, like, I'm part of it. Like, I'm here. Like, it's a thing. It says it on my shirt. Yeah, but where is it?
That's a good one. That is a very, very good one. Ooh, I'm gonna pull that shit on my husband and be like, the government doesn't exist. Show me where. Show me the money.
Right now. God damn it. I don't like your circular logic, Bob. Fuck, goddamn.
I know I'm right. I'm gonna be giggling about that one for a while. That's genius. That is fucking brilliant. I wish I would have thought that when I was in the military and getting yelled at. I'd be like, the Air Force does not exist, sir. It doesn't exist. Show me where. I would have gotten hemmed up so fucking fast, but it would have been worth it.
Like, roll out a map. Be like, all right, look, since it's not here right now, this is the United States of America, right? Point to me on the map. Show me in this picture where this fucking thing is, all right? Just for my situational awareness, all right?
Yes. Oh, man, I wish I would have thought about that.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. No. Though when I want to say like the last 2 years I was in, I got like, I'm surprised I didn't lose rank. I got like stupid fucking belligerent. Like, fucking. It was probably 4 or 5 months before I got out, and we were at this fucking meeting, and due to the nature of what was going on, right? Like I was a sergeant, so I was like E5, right? But because of what was going on, I was, the platoon sergeant and the non-commissioned officer in charge and the staff non-commissioner in charge and the officer in charge and the fucking director all at the fucking same time. Because not that I was that good, but there was like 14 people where there should have been 50. And since I was a senior guy, hey, so you get all this shit, right? But we're at this fucking meeting at fucking battalion, and this lieutenant said something fucking to me, and I was like, "Hey, dude, sir, like, no disrespect, but the last time I killed somebody, you were in 8th grade. Shut the fuck up." And then like, everybody's like, "Did he say that?" And then one of the captains like, "Hey, Ainsworth outside." So I got a nice talking to, but that was about it.
What's the dumpster story?
Oh, okay. So fucking like God. Okay, so we fell under the you guys have the same F shops, or like S1, S2, S3, all that shit. Like okay, like admin, intel, operations.
Yeah, they just call them different things, but the concept is the same. It's just the verbiage is different.
Yeah. Okay. For whatever reason, we ended up being in charge of all the operations, the base's fucking operations government vehicles. Don't know why. You would think that would go to motor T, but I was combat camera. So, 2 + 2 = pi or some shit. So anyway, fucking this captain fucking comes back, and he's borrowing the fucking gov, gives us the fucking keys back. He's like, "Hey," I'm sorry, he doesn't give us the keys back. Fucking drops the thing off, pops in and says, "Hey, I dropped the gov off. See ya." And then I come out, I'm talking to the duty, and I'm like, "Hey, where are the keys to the this gov?" And they're like, "Oh, well, Captain fucking so-and-so fucking had these fucking, or said he dropped them off." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you're the duty. You're the person he would have dropped them off to. Where the fuck are they?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "All right, well, go fucking search the fucking gov." We look for this shit for like 2 hours. Can't find the shit, right? So I call him like, "Hey, Captain, whoever, this is Sergeant Ainsworth over at fucking, wherever. Yeah, you borrowed the gov. Yeah, we can't find the keys. Do you still have them? They in your pockets maybe?" And he's like, "Nah, fucking, I'm looking around. I don't have them. Although when I got back, like, I got Arby's or some shit on the way back, and threw that out in the dumpster on the way back. They might be in there. So I mean, yeah." So I'm like, okay, all right. So I hang up.
No.
And then like, this is my last duty station, right? So like, I had been there for a couple weeks, and I was still trying to assert dominance because you have to assert dominance. And at the time, the Marine Corps was doing a thing where on Fridays you were wearing your service uniform, right? So I grab one of the fucking boots and I'm like, hey, go grab some fucking trash bags, come out front. So I'm in my Charlie uniform, which is, you like your slacks, your fucking like khaki shirt, and then like a tie and like long sleeves and shit. So I take my tie off and roll my sleeves up and jump into the fucking dumpster, right? Just throwing shit out. And like I'm covered in like dip spit and fucking like motor oil and like that shouldn't fucking be in there, right? And this Lance Corporal comes out, or E3 comes out, and he's like staring at me in horror. And he's like, why is the sergeant doing this? I don't know what to do right now. I have trash bags in my hands. Maybe I should be on the sure. But in my mind, like I'm like pissed off, but at the same time, I'm like, good, these guys know that I'm not fucking around, right? So anyway, fucking I fucking find the fucking keys, get out, and then like while I'm walking back to the fucking fucking building, this dude comes up in civilian gear. He's like, hey, what's up with your uniform? Why is your uniform off? I'm like, yeah, some fucking idiot fucking threw the goddamn gov keys away, so I had to go dig him out of the dumpster. And he goes, yeah, that was me. And I was like, oh. Yeah, so some idiot threw the fucking gov keys in the dumpster. And he goes, I write your fitness reports, right? I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't. But some idiot threw the fucking, he's like, all right. I got a really good fitness report from that, though, by the way. So, I mean, yay.
Yeah, I've had to go through a dumpster a time or two. The worst one was in Guam.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
They call it an air turbine starter, which is basically a mini little jet engine that starts the gearbox, which starts the motor, right? So, yeah. And there's a little air line that goes from where all the air gets sucked in. It steals a little bit of that air to spool up your ATS, your air turbine starter, your ATS, so it can spool up everything that it needs to, so the motor goes boom. Well,
so
the ATS
on the car, but
yeah. So the ATS shit out. So we had to get a new one from supply. And I told the staff sergeant, you have to take the old line, the old airline off the old part and put it on the new one, because it doesn't come with the new line, because we didn't order a new line. We ordered a new ATS. And I'm just an E4 at the time. And I told him
because, like, why would they send you the spare parts, right?
I'm like, motherfucker, this is how it is. This is how it's always been. This is fucking B1s, okay? I don't make the rules. This is the shit world we live in. This is what you gotta do. Sergeant Howard, well, now it's out there. Sergeant Howard decided he decided to turn in the old ATS, which is fine, but then throw away the ATS line. Now, I don't know why any idiot in the world would throw away an aircraft fucking part, but that's exactly what he fucking did. And because he is a staff sergeant, his senior airmen and below were in the goddamn dumpster digging for the ATS line that he fucking threw away. And then it turns out he didn't throw it away. It was in his locker the whole time.
Oh, even fucking better.
I've never come close to hitting a human being up until that moment. Like I was gearing and ready to go. I was fucking half cocked, ready to go. And if one of my buddies didn't go, oh, hi, give me a hug, I was going to deck him. Because he's like, wait, after we've already been digging in the trash for like 3 hours, he's like, wait, does it look like this? And he draws a little picture. And I'm just like, yes, it looks like that. I can't find it. We're at the bottom of the dumpster. He goes, oh, that's in my locker. Huh. Yeah.
It's like, Staff Sergeant, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to count yourself fortunate today because I don't have enough gasoline to pour on you right now. Oh,
I went out of my way to make his life fucking miserable from that day on. And that is after this staff sergeant made my life hell the day we got on the island. So my husband was a crew chief and I was engines, but we were not on the same shift.
Yeah.
He was my boyfriend at the time. He worked swings. I worked mids. So when he got off of work, I reported into work. We were not the same shift, not even the same career field. So there's no chance of favoritism. He doesn't write my EPRs. He does nothing with my paperwork. I do nothing with his. All I do is work on his jet from time to time. And other shit. But yeah. So Sergeant Howard decided to start a rumor that I was sleeping with guys in our shop the day we got to the island. And the guys that I worked with were just like, she's dating this crew chief, right? And she can't possibly be sleeping with me because the bitch is always at the goddamn gym or she's always with him. So where are these rumors coming from?
Well, I mean, that's the circumstance of being a fucking female Marine or woman in the fucking military. Well, who are you fucking? Well, it's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Somebody, always somebody.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I was sleeping with someone that I worked with, but I had been with this man for like a year. This wasn't some casual occurrence. We'd been living together.
Yeah, you know,
we
my
had cats
fiance?
together. Yeah, we were planning on getting married. We were just waiting. No, Staff Sergeant did not get in the dumpster with me, and I'm still mad about that. Like, I believe in leading from the front, which means if as a Staff Sergeant, because I made it to that rank, I got in the fucking dumpster. He wouldn't. And we were all in coveralls. Those are designed to get dirty. He still wouldn't get in.
Yeah, how many of those did you fucking keep? Because like there was like a million of those, or I'm sorry, there's not a million of those. Like, is it the same one on all your TikToks? Did you throw them all away except for one and be like, "You're my precious"? I'm gonna make fun of people.
I'm not like most females. I'm kind of gross. I wore the coveralls that I wear in all my TikToks are the same coveralls I wore on the flight line, and damn Skippy, those are the same coveralls I wore every fucking day for 5 days.
I'm pretty like a pair of jeans, like maybe once a month I'll wash them, but only if.
Like, no, I did wash them every Saturday, and if I did get soaked in aircraft nasties, I did wash them that night. But if all I did that day was like sweating them, damn right, I just fucking threw those on the next day. I ain't there to impress anybody, and if I smell funny, plug your nose.
Yeah,
I'll throw some perfume over it and just call it a day.
Well, that and if you're in fucking Guam, it's 1,000,000 fucking degrees with 1,000 fucking % humidity. Like you're not wet. There's something fucking wrong with you anyway.
Yeah, like I don't have time to do laundry every fucking day. And honestly, I didn't work with my husband, and the only person who like if he thought I smelled, then I cared. But I didn't work with them, so I didn't care.
Yeah, but that's also as easy as taking a shower when you get home and not wearing your fucking uniform all day.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
But I did smell pretty good because, I took a shower before work every day. I put on nice, smelly, good girl lotion. So even when I would sweat, it would have that like nice black raspberry or some sort of vanilla-y scent. So it wouldn't smell super bad. And if the coveralls were soaked and stuff, I did actually wash them. But yeah, those are the same coveralls I wore on the line. I only had the one pair. That's why they're so like faded and worn. I'm telling you, Dickies makes a quality product because those last 4 fucking years.
Wait, are the Air Force coveralls Dickies?
I bought my own pair.
Oh, you can do that. Okay, all right.
I bought a pair because the blues, they were blue. The coveralls that they issued were blue, and I was just like, but they had buttons, so it was like a pocket that had a button. Well, I put pens and stuff in there, and when you have testicles and you bend over, your contents are going to empty. Because I have stuff flopping it out.
Yeah, so if you get a button, then fuck it.
So I bought zippers. So I could stuff pens and papers in my pockets and zipper it closed. So when I leaned forward, nothing would spill out.
Yeah.
Think smarter, not harder.
Yeah, no, see, I was always in the exact opposite boat of that because, like, we were not allowed to modify our uniforms at the fuck all. So, like, like my
I think I froze. I froze. Fuck, I froze.
I don't think you froze. I'm seeing this spinny ball, but I can still hear everything. What?
Okay. All right. My visuals froze. I'm back. I can see you.
Okay. All right.
My bad.
All right. Yeah. Technical difficulties. I don't know who's. Well, I'm getting no, maybe not. Fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but hey, we're back, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But anyway. Fucking like my flak jacket for my fucking first unit, like it was covered in like helicopter hydraulic fluid because I don't know about the Air Force, but in the Marine Corps, if it's not shooting fluid all over the place, apparently that means it's not working, which I would think is an engineering problem. Like, hey, if you want this to work, maybe don't piss hydraulic fluid all over the place. But I'm not an engineer or mechanic, so I don't fucking know. But my flak jacket would be covered that in like blood and shit, and most of the blood would be mine because you're out in the fucking desert.
Okay. Did I freeze this time?
No.
Or did Tripp?
No. Are we here?
Okay. Yeah, you froze for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we're back. All right. But anyway, so I'm like my shit's just stained with like, fucking like helicopter gunk and like bodily fluids and shit. And then people are like, hey, why is your thing covered in like dried blood? Were you in some shit? And I'd be like, yeah, and you just kind of like mumble it off. And then like somebody started a rumor about like why my shit's covered in blood. And then it's like, I'm just not going to squash the rumor because fuck it. Think what you want.
Now, there is no, so Air Force has a dress and appearance rag, but nowhere in there does it talk about coveralls. So it doesn't say what color, it doesn't say how, any of that. So it's kind of like a gray area. And so when I did get questioned about my coveralls, I pretty much went to production and be like, I have tits and my tits make things fall out of pockets. And I went like this. And they just kind of looked at me. They're like, get the fuck out of my office. I'm like,
well, that makes
okay.
sense. Well, here's your check.
Yeah. Yeah. They just told me to get the fuck out of their office and never brought it up again. So there are times I will use awkwardness of my gender to get the fuck out of trouble. It worked. It worked. Yeah. It's only smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. Fucking I had this fucking chick, fucking female Marine, and you know, because like you know we're in you know deserts, and then you know so they're that light tan, almost fucking you know white color. You know, she comes like, hey, listen, I know I live off base, but I gotta leave for the day. And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. She's like, hey, I live like 2 hours away because she had some weird shit going, like where her wife lived, was stationed on another. Like we were in 29 Palms, her wife was stationed on Miramar. And so they lived like halfway between. So they have like a 2 hour drive fucking for whatever. But she's like, I gotta leave. I'm like, why? She's like, kind of like spread her leg, just like blood down the fucking like right side of her leg. I'm like, go the fuck home. I'll see you fucking. I'm not gonna be the guy that says, go to the barracks and watch that. Just go. Just leave. We're not that undermanned.
There were a couple times. You know, you work with good guys when you're clearly bent over on the truck and because like you get cramps. You're married, you know that sometimes it hurts, right? Well, there's a few times that it hit really bad at work and I'm just kind of sitting there hunched over like, I want to die, but and they sent me home. And I was like, look, I don't want you to send me home just because I'm a female. And they're like, I'm sending you home because you're not feeling good and you're sick. I don't care if it's a female related issue. You don't feel good. You look like you're about to puke because of the pain. Go home and puke in peace.
That's good leadership, though.
Yes. But some of the guys I worked with would be like, oh, well, you're sending her home because she's female. And I'm like, bitch, you try bleeding for 7 days and see how you feel. Like, you tell me. Like, what the fuck? I did not choose this. I was issued this.
Yeah, I think I kind of figured that out. Like, not with everybody, but like, you know, everybody's fucking individual. I figured that out with my wife, where like, she doesn't express it like, "Ow, I'm in pain." She just turns into a giant fucking asshole. So when she does that, fucking, I have this thing that I do, right? Like, I go make some food, and then I bring her the food, and then I say, "Eat this," and she doesn't want to eat it, but I make her fucking eat it. And while she's eating it, I turn the shower on, and as soon as she's done, I don't let her talk. I throw her ass in the shower, and then after she's got food in her belly and has showered, then she's a decent. She stops being the werewolf.
Yes. Yeah, it works.
It's little things you got to figure out.
We have a similar routine where Matt won't even call attention to the elephant in the room. He'll just show up with food and then just leave me to my own devices the rest of the evening. We don't make eye contact. We don't talk until later that night. And that's usually what I do is I'll suck it up and I'll eat whatever he made. And then I'll get in the shower and be like, you know what? I feel like feeling like I'm less bitchy.
Yeah, let's watch some
nice. And then I'll come downstairs and be like, hey, you want to watch Star Wars? I'm sorry. I wasn't nice. Want to cuddle?
Yeah, no, like from the guy's perspective on this, though, like, have you read The Hobbit or at least seen the movie?
Yes, I've both.
Okay, so you know that scene after the goblins where Bilbo is like in the cave alone, and then like he sees the golem, and he's like, "Oh, that's fucking weird." Like every time I walk into the house, and it's like the house just kind of feels like a cave, and there's something in the corner like petting a little Yorkie, going, "Hey, my precious." It's like, okay, I'm gonna talk that shit. What's in the fridge?
Oh God, that is probably exactly how my husband feels. Because there are just some days where I'm just like, man, I feel like being a bitch today. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. Like my rational side of the brain is watching me do this, going, man, this isn't nice. This is how people end up divorced. Why are you doing it? I don't know. I don't know.
I was possessed
It's like an
by
out of
the
body.
menstruation demon. Sorry.
It's like a fucking out of body experience. And then you play it back and you're just like, why?
The other thing
It's
with
bad.
that too is like, you know how like people make fun of that shit a lot, and when like you were, well, I don't know about you, but like, you know, guys, at least when you're younger, you're like, well, it can't be that fucking bad. They're just hamming that up for the fucking TV, and then like, you know, you get older, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's not actually that bad. Like, it's kind of like playing Tetris. You just put the blocks in the right place till the problem disappears.
Yeah, that's literally how it is. Like most of the time, it's because I'm hungry, I'm tired, or some combination thereof. Like if you feed me, you leave me alone, and you let me take a nap, chances are I'm gonna wake up in a much better fucking mood. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm hangry and tired. Do you want to die today, or do you want to get to Taco Bell? Because those are your only fucking options.
For the most part, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing I can when the mood swings, there's not much it's like an out of body experience. You just gotta duck and cover and hope for the fucking best at that point. My husband will sit there and go, evade, 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 as he runs down the fucking hallway far away from me, which of course
That's
just
funny, dickhead.
yeah, it just pisses me off. I'm like, you're such a fucking asshole. And he's like, but you love me, as he runs all the way down the stairs. And I'm like, you're not wrong, but I'm very angry. And I'd be like, I'm disappointed.
Okay, so I'm not. You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since you brought up Star Wars, who would want to fight between General Grievous and a Terminator?
General Grievous.
Without lightsabers, like straight up fisticuffs.
General Grievous.
Okay. Is that
It's just because the Terminator is Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's not that pretty.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because the Terminator is, you know, a Terminator and got killed by a waitress in the first one. So in reality, they're not that scary.
They're not. They're just a hunk of metal covered by skin. Typical man.
Or were you going to say, no, I took the deep dive into General Grievous's history. And though he does come from a warrior clan, they're pretty much cat people. And he's more or less a cat person in a robot body.
I watch Star Wars because I have to, because my husband is, so I like Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
I like a lot of sci-fi, fantasy in the magical fucked up realm. My husband is the Star Wars fan. Like, so I look at all your commissioned art on Instagram and I'm more like, oh, he's going to like that. Oh, he's really going to like that. Oh God, I can never show him this. I really can't show him that. Yeah. I've been looking at like your Boba Fett, all the Star Wars art that you've been doing, because this is supposed to be his man cave. Clearly it's a guest bedroom at the moment because we don't have an extra room, but I would love to make this like a 70s Star Wars theme. And I've been saving up money because I feel like you could definitely make a Star Wars 70s cantina themed piece of artwork.
Now, when you say 70s, though, I think of the fucking like old vans that have like a wizard riding a unicorn painted on the side, like, you know, with, like next to a wolf that's crying at full moon.
It's hard to tell because my light keeps changing colors, but this is like neon greens, grays, neon blues. That's a neon orange. Yeah. I like neons 70s.
So what you're saying is I need to figure out a way to do this in neon paint. All right.
Not necessarily neon, but like a nice cantina themed. But Star Wars.
All right. Well, I only know one song, so let's do it again, guys. Fucking. There's a thing. I'll send you a link to it. If I remember later, but there was like right after Star Wars came out, like there's an album I have. I got it on vinyl somewhere, but you know it's on the fucking internet and all that shit too. But it's a disco cover of this Star Wars soundtrack.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's my jam.
And like at first you're like, this is gonna be stupid. There's no way I'm gonna like this. And then you're like, oh fuck, I don't own any bell bottoms, and this is a problem. This wasn't a problem 5 minutes ago. Shit, I need platform boots.
I am desperately looking for a pair of platform boots and bell bottoms because all I can find are boot cuts and heeled boots.
Yeah, I don't know if they make bell bottoms anymore, do they?
No, I'd have to sew, and my sewing skills are not quite up to par yet.
Mine are all right for attaching shit, but I don't know if I can. Excuse me, I don't know if I can make my own clothing.
I have not figured that out yet. I can make masks. I figured out how to make cloth masks. I want to make a poodle skirt because I want my little girl to go as a 50s girl, and my husband wants to take her out trick-or-treating. So I want to send him as a greaser. Which his will be easy. Just a white shirt, a pair of fucking black pants, roll sleeve.
Cigarettes in your fucking sleeve.
Yeah. Which we already smoke.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we already smoke, so that'll be easy. But I would have to make her a poodle skirt, and I'm looking for tutorials. So I've been watching a lot of sewing tutorials talking about like stitches, how to rig your sewing machine, zigzag versus straight stitch, like all the nerd shit, but sewing. I'm determined. I'm determined to make her costumes. Thanks to my mother. My mother always made her own costumes. Like my mom can sew. She just doesn't anymore because she's like, my kids are all grown. Who's going to enjoy my sewing? And I'm like, you could make your great grandkid fucking poodle skirt and save me the work. She goes, but wouldn't you want to do that? Not particularly, no.
Listen, Mom, I'm trying to help you, right? Let me help you.
Right. I'm hoping to convince her one of these days. Be like, you should make Emily a quilt. Like what my grandma made me. Yeah. So I don't have to make Emily one. Freaking family heirlooms are stressful.
Yeah, but the thing about family heirlooms though is like if you don't have a completely fucked up family, you don't have to do anything for that. Like your dad or your grandma gives you shit, and then you hold on to it for a bit, and then you give it to your kids.
Oh, I have the fucked up family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the fucked up family.
I mean,
it's okay. We're dysfunctional, but we love each other.
Yeah, I have, I guess, one thing that's technically an heirloom where my granddad gave my dad a rifle when he turned 18. And then on my 18th birthday, guess what I got? I get a rifle. Yay. So it's like, great. I have to put off having kids because I like this gun.
Now, my mom and my stepdad are freaking amazing humans. Like, I love them to death.
Yeah.
My grandparents on my mother's side, like my papa and my grandma, great people. The rest of the family, sketch. Yeah. Dysfunctional at best.
Yeah. No, although I am kind of fucking, I don't know, like what was it? I don't want to say sad for my grandma, but just kind of like fucking. Well, a lot of shit's going on. Like, my granddad recently died, so she's all, fucked up about that because, they've been married for fucking 60 years or whatever. But I want to say about a year ago, my grandma just started giving away everything that she had because her friend that lived across the street died. And when they sold the house, they just took all her shit and threw it away. And my grandma was like, I don't want people to throw all this stuff away. I want you guys to have it when I die. So I'm just going to give it to you now. And it's like, we're not going to throw it in the trash when you die, Grandma. You can hold on to it. Like, we'll get it when we get it. All right. It's like, no. I want you to have this. I'm like, this is a photo album of baby pictures of me. I am never going to look at this. Thanks.
See, I wouldn't see pictures. Pictures are very, very important to me. Like, it does for me, and maybe it's because I'm female, but it does not feel like home until pictures are on the wall. So every time that Matt and I have moved together, that's the first thing I do is we'll be sleeping on fucking air mattresses, but all the pictures that I put in the car so we could drive to the new place are up on the wall. So it feels like home, even though there's nothing fucking in the goddamn house. So I wish that when my grandparents had passed, because the only ones that are living are my maternal ones.
Yeah.
I wish that when they passed, I would have inherited pictures. but I'm guessing they went to my biological dad, and we're not on the best of terms. So God fucking knows if I'll ever see them. Who the hell knows? It's a mystery at this point.
Yeah, I'm the same way with my mom's side. I don't fucking talk to any of them, but there was also a lot of weird shit that was going on there. Like they were like, I don't know if I would call them a cult, but definitely super zealoty. Like,
that's interesting.
No. It'd be shit like fucking.
There it goes.
My dad's side of the family would get us shit for like Christmas, and then like my mom would take a knife and carve Christ is King into the side of whatever the fuck it was, and then take it outside and burn it.
Oh my!
Yeah,
that is woo.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Tell me you were in a cult without telling me you were in a cult. Oh God. No, honestly, I can say that none of my family is like that. The best way to describe the majority of my family without being derogatory would be trailer trash. But a lot of them have changed their ways and have become better humans.
So they're double wide trash now.
Yeah.
No, and the other thing that was really fucking weird about it though is like we didn't go to church either. Like super Christian-y, but like it's like you would think with that you would also go to church. Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
See, that's the thing I respect the most about my mother is we stopped going to church. Mainly because she left it up to my brother and I to decide what we wanted to be. She pretty much sat us down. Like growing up, we went to church and this is what we did every Sunday. But once we got old enough to decide for ourselves, she pretty much asked us, do you want to go to church? And if the answer was no, okay. That was it. Like she didn't force us into it. And I say that most of my family is trailer trash. But the reality is I only talk to my mom, my stepdad, and my 2 grandparents. And I talk to my brother on occasion, but it is what it is. We're 2 very, very different people from 2 very different walks of life. So it's hard to find that common ground to connect on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird how much, like, I don't know what the age difference is between you and your brother, but like it's weird how much like even like a year making your fucking shit. But we didn't go to church though because the Catholics were Satanists and the other churches around were mostly non-denominational and didn't believe in God enough.
I could see that. That I can see. That I can understand because I grew up going to non-denominational churches. So I could understand. But the churches are Satanists. What? That's no same. No same.
Yeah, like I would entertain the argument if someone from the Catholic Church or someone that was like, like Russian or Greek Orthodox was like, well, they don't really believe in God, and that's why they're not part of the big church. So, fuck them. But it's like, where are you coming from, bro?
Evan, I technically am trailer trash. I grew up in a trailer home where you could hear the mouse in the walls at like 3 a.m. I had to wash dishes before using them because there was poop in the pan. There ain't nothing wrong with the trailer trash. There ain't nothing wrong with trailers. They're a home. You can make them a home very easily. I ain't got nothing against it.
There's a flaw in your argument against him, though, because he was in the Navy, so he wasn't trailer trash. He was sailor trash. There's a difference.
He was seaman.
Dude, I used to pull some fucking bullshit on this guy. So like, we were stationed together. We lived in the fucking barracks and, we called our barracks Castle Grayskull because it had been there for a minute. Like, it was old when our staff NCOs were, junior enlisted living there in the fucking early 90s, but anyway, fucking, you ever see the movie Paranormal Activity?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a huge horror movie person.
Oh, good. So we know where the rest of this conversation is going to go. So anyway, fucking, me and Doc were fucking watching that, and like we're watching it, and we're like, this is stupid, fucking blah, blah, whatever. And I had seen it before, so I texted one of my buddies that was on barracks duty, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I need you to knock on my door really fucking hard at exactly, this time." So like, that Paranormal Activity, the end of the movie, that like one fucking like jump scare finally does fucking happen. Right when that fucking happens, fucking my buddy just starts beating down the fucking door, and Doc screams like a fucking bitch, and he's like, "Oh my god, whatever." It fucked him up so bad that he moved the shit in his barracks room to be by the fucking door, so that like if something happened in the middle of the night, he could get out. But we're in Southern California. It's hotter than fuck. We don't have AC, so he's got to sleep with the window open, right? So he's sleeping like right next to the window. So what I would do is I fucking like went up the fucking 5th deck one time, and it's outside fucking barracks, right? So like you come out the door and you're outside. Anyway, he's asleep, and then it's like 3:00 in the morning. I pull the curtain open because the window's open. We don't have screens because we're in the Marine Corps. Pull the screen open, slap the shit out of him, and fucking run away. So he wakes up screaming like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And he calls me the next morning. He's like, "Dude." So when we watch Paranormal Activity, I think something happened and I accidentally let something in. I'm like, "What do you mean you let something in?" I'm like, "I think I'm being haunted." I'm like, "Oh my God, what about it?" So he tells me about it. Week later, pull the fucking curtain open, slap the fuck out of him, and run away.
That's so fucked up. My God, that's genius. My husband hates horror movies. Like, if it's aliens or talking animals, he's fucking done. So I did get him to watch like the Conjuring and a few others where it's not aliens, it's not talking animals, but it's still spooky, right?
Yeah.
I wait for the jump scares and I'll sit there and go, Rah! I don't even go loud. I don't even get super spooky with it. I just go, Rah! And this motherfucker loses his goddamn mind. And he'll be like, "Fuck you. This is fucked up." It gets so bad. Yes. Ooh, what's the "cause Doc, you're fat" story? I just saw the comment. I'm sorry. What's that story?
Okay, we'll go back to the horror stories after this. But
yes,
the "Doc, you're fat" thing. This I did write about this in the book, but in real life, what happened is we had a battalion fucking run, and you know how that shit works when like the whole unit is going to do fucking PT together. So you're there like an hour and a half early because, like say at 6:00 is when it's going to start. The CO is going to show up at like 5:55, but everyone needs to be in formation in this company at 5:45. But to make sure everyone's in formation at 5:45, we have to make sure everyone's there at 5:30. But to make sure everyone in the battalion's there at 5:30, every company has everybody there at 4:15, and so on and so on. You end up being there at 3:00 in the morning for something that starts at 6. Anyway, we're all standing out there. We're in fucking like our fucking PT uniform. We're fucking freezing our fucking dicks off, and fucking Doc comes walking by, and he's like in his fucking flak jacket because he's going to be in the fucking goddamn like safety vehicle. And somebody else was like, "Hey, Doc, fucking, why aren't you in your fucking, PT gear?" And, he turned to say, "Because I'm driving the safety vehicle." And before he could say that, I go, "Because you're fucking fat, Doc." And he turns, really? In front of the entire fucking battalion? I'm like, am I wrong?
And that is how you wound up with the silver bullet.
Not if you want to run.
They gotta catch me first.
Dude, that's the thing, man. Everyone listening at home, think about this. If you're worried about falling out of a run and getting a thermometer shoved up your ass, if you can run faster than the thermometer, it won't happen. That's all you got to do. Move faster than the thermometer. You can be on the ground doing the slug. They're pulling your pants down. Just use your shoulders to crawl up the fucking gravel to get away from the thermometer. They can't take your internal temperature if they can't get to your butt.
I'm trying to figure out why the silver bullet is a thing. So I was Air Force. They don't shove things up your ass, at least not to my knowledge.
It must be nice.
It is nice. It is nice, okay? My butthole is safe.
Because that's how you get the best reading on what someone's body temperature is, instead of just assuming that they're overheating and trying to cool them down. You have to make sure they rate the ice.
They have the ear thermometers and they have the forehead scanner.
Okay, that doesn't work. That's fucking like futuristic fucking techno
But
babble.
that says that they're overheated without shoving something up the ass.
Yeah, see, that sounds like something somebody with funding would say. And ice is expensive, all right?
You aren't wrong. I'm reading Evan's message. I've had more fingers in my buttholes and more penises in my face than Jenna Jameson.
Dude,
Nice.
look, fucking, that's not a thing. Fucking, there is no shame in that. Like, so, I know that I am not the only person that's ever fucking done this. But this is the average, I guess, experience for when you go to medical. I had some stuff growing on my foot one time. I put my underwear on wrong, and the stuff that was growing on my foot started growing on my balls. So I go to fucking medical, and they're like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And instead of telling them what was wrong, I just said this and took my pants off, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just rub some cream on it." But you know, instead of telling them, it's like, I don't know how to. Words are hard. Look at junk. It's kind of like your DMs on Instagram, except for it's my medical professional and me in real life. It's
See,
like,
I've never
hey,
had
dude,
that problem.
You want to see my junk? It's like, hey, you're my medical professional. You have to see my junk. No. I am showing it to you because it's your fucking job.
No. This is the difference between men and women. And I can illustrate this perfectly by talking about locker rooms. Women in locker rooms will have full-blown conversations about nudity while we're completely nude. No shame. Let it all hang out as we're getting dressed. Be like, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do on Tuesday? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Whereas men in locker rooms are completely repressed, except for the old guys that do their old weird thing.
Yeah, not in the naval services. Like, listen, my
But at the doctor, but at the doctor's, it's completely different. I will do everything I can to use my vocabulary in such a manner that I don't have to get naked to prove it. I will use every antonym and synonym I possibly can to keep all my clothes on. Whereas men are the complete opposites.
Yeah. So,
I don't get it.
Not to get extremely graphic, but I guess since we're fucking here, I ate too much military food. I got a bad hemorrhoid problem, and when I didn't know what it was, went to the fucking doctors, and they were like, "Hey, so what's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know. Look at it." And they're like, "Oh, you could have used words for that." Well, I mean, it's too late now.
No, I don't want to get naked for the doctor because then I have to hide my underwear and then I have to get up on the little thing and put my feet in the little like hook things that look like this and you set them in like that. No, I'm just going to use my words.
Huh? The middle ground of that, though, is like, why do they leave when you're changing? They're going to see you naked anyway. Like,
I don't want them to see me change. It's an illusion.
I snap my fingers.
It's a mystery. It's because people like me, or if you're gonna watch me get unchanged, unless you're paying me, fuck that, get out. Like I charge extra for that. Like nope.
Oh yeah, no, fucking Doc pulled up another good point. Fucking if you live in the barracks and there's no AC, fucking listen, fucking they don't let us have fans half the time. I'm just gonna take my clothes off. Sorry, you're hanging out in my room, buddy.
Yeah, females is not quite that bad, but so when I deployed to Guam, my roommate Lauren and I distinctly remember this. We made eye contact and she just was like, pants or no pants. And I just looked at her dead in the eye. I was like, no pants. She's like, fuck yeah. So we had a no pants rule. And thank God we did because the AC fucking sucked. There was no way we would have fucking survived that goddamn deployment.
No, I will say, though, that having no AC whatsoever is better than having an AC that works for the 6 inches around it and then just like dies after that.
It's a tease.
Yeah, it's like
I'd rather just be fucking hot than know that it could work, but it's not working.
Yeah, the insulation is so fucking bad here that like if I'm not like dry humping this thing, it might as well not even fucking be here.
Well, this is an Air Force problem, but a problem nonetheless. So we stayed at hotels on base when we were stationed in Guam, right? So the middle of the building was ice cold. Like their rooms got so fucking cold, you could see their breath in it. And of course, they gave that room to fucking dudes who are little bitches that can't handle the cold. Whereas Lauren and I's room were on the very, 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 very ends of the building. So the AC wouldn't like reach that point. And those motherfuckers in the middle of the dorm were turned down, would turn it up so it wasn't as cold in their room. So it made the system think that by the time they got to ours, it didn't have to work as hard. I was ready to cut some fucking balls off people's dicks at that point. Because Lauren and I were mid shift. So we're sleeping during the heat of the day. I was about to have some words with people.
Now, see, there's also tricks to that too, though. Like not so much that'll make you feel better, but to make, I guess, the things you're consuming easier. So what we would do, like when we were out in the fucking desert, is you take a bottle of water, right? And that bottle of water, the water is 112 degrees because it's 112 degrees outside. And you'd think that since it's 112 degrees outside, 112 degrees water wouldn't be bad, but it's still burning the fuck hot. So what you do is you stuff it in a sock, and then you get the sock wet, and you let it hang in the wind, and then it cools down to like 98-ish degrees, which is still warm, but it's not.
But that feels better. I learned that in Vegas. I was like, I never thought 98 degrees would feel fucking cold. I've been in Vegas since 2017. It was 80 something degrees the other day, and I had a fucking long sleeve sweater on outside. I was kind of shivering while smoking my cigarette. I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm going to die when we move to Virginia. I'm just going to be a goddamn popsicle. Like, what the fuck?
Get good socks. Trust me on that one.
I kept all of my cold weather gear from South Dakota, so we're good. Now, granted, I'll be the weirdo shoveling snow in a fucking ABU parka, so all you see are my eyeballs.
And you got goggles on.
Yeah. So all you'll see are eyeballs in ABU print, but I'll be warm. I'll be warm.
That's what matters. Unless that's not what you want, in which case being cool is what matters. But nobody looks good in a fucking wife beater. Like, nobody.
The reality is 115 degrees in Vegas is just too hot for me. I overheat really, really quickly. I'm not trying to go to the ER for fucking, what is it? Heat stroke? Heat exhaustion?
Yeah, no. I went to Vegas one time. I went to Vegas a lot. Because 29 Palms is like 2 hours away from there. So, you go there on the fucking weekends. But I went up there one time. It was like July or fucking August. And I'm walking down the fucking street, and my Converse fucking fell apart because they got that hot and just melted on the fucking concrete.
Jesus.
And it was like, fucking like, well, I mean, like, we were kind of dumb. Like, we were doing that thing where it's like, well, that Pawn Stars place is only like 3 miles north. We can walk, right? We don't need to get a fucking Uber. We got water. No. Take the fucking Uber. There's AC in the Uber.
No. One simply does not walk the strip during the day. You wait until the evening hours when it's not as hot, and then you walk very quickly.
Yeah.
That is the way to do it.
Or just stay inside the fucking casino. They let you smoke inside there. Like, it doesn't get better than that.
Although with the mask policy, that has changed some.
Okay, so during COVID, not during COVID, they let you smoke inside. Yeah. Cut a hole in your mask.
But if you're vaxxed, I'm pretty sure it's just changed. So the last time I went to the strip was when another TikToker was in town. And we went and did an escape room with him and his buddy. And we had to wear masks the entire time we were in the escape room. And then we went to Gillies, which is inside Treasure Island. And we had to wear masks in there. There was no dancing allowed, but they had a live band. It's pretty legit. Now, I might go to the strip for the 4th of July to meet more TikTok people. I'll let you know. But as of like going to the grocery store, you don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated. But they can't ask you if you're vaccinated.
So
yeah,
you just don't have to.
I can neither confirm or deny.
All right. Well, what I will say on that though is fucking inside New York, in the main casino, there's a bar there, and that little bar in the main casino in New York has the best goddamn gin and tonics that have ever been made on the fucking planet, and I will die on that fucking hill.
See, I'm more of a Long Island iced tea girl. You get a few of those in me, I'm the life of the party. I'll dance with everybody at the bar. I'll even get all granny in the back who's been smoking for like 80 years and it's just a fucking grouch and won't give anybody an inheritance. Like that granny. I'll get her on the dance floor and get her feeling generous. Like I'm that type of person, unfortunately, when I drink.
I have a love-hate relationship with Long Island iced teas because, like, the first time I ever had them, right? Like, I was in Hawaii. We were getting off on ship, and we were at this fucking jazz club, and we were allowed to smoke inside. So I was like, well, I'm sat down. I don't have to get up. I can smoke here. They bring me drinks, fucking whatever. So they bring me a Long Island iced tea because, like, I'm like, well, I never had one of these before. Let me have it. Okay, this ain't shit. I said with the first one. And then, you know, fucking since they ain't shit, I drink like 8 or 12 of them. After not having drank for 4 fucking months, and I don't have to stand up because, you know, I can smoke here. Anyway, fucking it's like, oh, we have to get back to ship because, you know, we're fucking leaving. We gotta be back we got Cinderella Liberty. We gotta be back at fucking midnight. I stand up and I immediately go from sober to I made a fucking mistake. And then had to get dragged back. But we got about 20 minutes left. Fucking, are you more of a slasher horror fan or like there's ghosts and demons or like
ghosts and demons
redneck with a fucking chainsaw?
No, ghosts and demons. Give me that spooky ookie dookie shit that you see at graveyards at like 2 a.m. that you can't fucking control. And give me a cross. Challenge accepted.
So what's your favorite fucking I guess horror movie?
I'm really into what is it? Insidious. Because it is like a nice thriller, mental mindfucked, super creepy. Like the filmography on that is fucking phenomenal. Like and that Darth is what I strive. Huh?
And Darth Maul's the bad guy.
Yes. But I'm really into the Insidious right now. I've watched them so many times, but I'm starting to get into slashers, although I'm getting more into thrillers thanks to my husband. Like I've watched A Quiet Place so many times, and I've seen this movie at least 60 times, at least. And I still munch, but I still munch on that popcorn as if I'm still in the movie theater watching it for the first time. Like give me a thriller, I can't predict the ending type of movie.
Now, see, I had a problem with Quiet Place. I haven't seen A Quiet Place 2 yet, but
I haven't either.
I'm really mad that they didn't do a thing that. So I haven't seen the second one, but I know they didn't do it. But like, you know how at the end of A Quiet Place, they figure out that loud noises fucking disorientate the aliens or whatever the fuck they were. So I really, really fucking wanted them to figure that out. And then the second one was the wife hooks up with some fucking like rednecks and like a fucking like 1987 Ford F-100. And there's blaring Pantera going around just blasting shit. So instead of like white noise, they're like pop, pop, pop.
Oh, see, I think we've got some different tastes. Because I saw the ending of that movie and I was just like, they can weaponize this into setting a simple noise and then just fucking nuking them bastards. Yeah.
So, what is it? When I was in high school, I fucking worked in a movie theater and
Me too.
So, hey, what's up? Usher for life.
Yes, when you are a poor kid and you want to see the new movies to be like all the cool kids and you want the cool kids to hang out with you, work in a movie theater. Well, free popcorn, free tickets. Hell yeah.
Well, we had just gotten the like digital projectors. So what we were doing was after hours, we were hooking the fucking Xboxes up to them and then like playing Halo in the fucking theaters and shit. But when I think 2005, I saw every movie that came out in 2005 except for Memoirs of a Geisha, and there's like one other one. But fucking The Exorcism of Emily Rose really fucked me up because, like, you know, when you're in the usher, you have to go in and like make sure the movie's working.
Yeah.
You know? Every time I went into the theater for that, it was the barn scene. And I didn't see the full movie until I saw the barn scene like 14 fucking times. So I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a fucking terrible movie. It's going to fuck me up. Let me go watch it. Oh, this is a courtroom movie with some like weird flashbacks. Great. I still really do love that movie. Just because, you know, the whole like fucking like, you know, like ghost paranormal thing, you know?
I like the ghost paranormal stuff. I'm the type of person that will sit at a graveyard late at night just to see what happens. It's been years since I've done something like that.
I will not go into a graveyard at night. I've had too much weird shit happen where it's like, I'm not inviting any of that fucking shit in, you know? So
None of it has followed me home, but the weird shit I've seen has been interesting to say the least. So my grandfather passed when I was young, and I distinctly remember seeing him in the mirrors of our home. So my mom did what any rational mother would do and covered the mirrors. Until I started seeing
the situation.
Yeah. Until I started talking to people at the cemetery that weren't there. And then I went in high school, I went to a cemetery, and there's some paranormal stories in Iowa. It's a whole, I did a speech on it in high school. Wanted a scholarship money. Anyways, I poured salt on the hood of my friend's car, and then we just waited, and then there were little fingerprints in the fucking salt. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. My friend, not so much, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, no. So like my sister's like way into that. I guess we have like the quote unquote like right blood for it, but like that shit like fucking bothers the fuck out of me. So like I've been trying to shut the door as much as I can.
No, sometimes it does me. So I swear my parents' house is haunted. So my mom was at work and so was my dad, or he might have been at the store. Either way, both my parents were gone. The only person in the house is my infant daughter who is down for a nap. I'm 100% sure my infant daughter was sleeping. I took the baby monitor that we had. I took that downstairs to their basement so I could do laundry. And I just hear a big slam. And that basement door had slammed shut. And when I went to open it, it's like the door handle wouldn't move. And then something started banging on that basement door. Like the door handle wouldn't move and there was banging coming on the door. So I start panicking, thinking someone just broke into the house and is fucking with me. So I start losing my mind. I realize that my cell phone is upstairs in the living room. My infant daughter is currently in their guest bedroom, completely unattended. There's something banging on this door to the basement and I can't move the handle. So I start doing what any rational woman would do. And I start hysterically screaming and crying because I am legit terrified at this point. And the moment that I walk down to the bottom of the stairs and start completely losing my shit, like full blown panic attack, can't breathe, that door opens wide open. And all the banging stopped. No, it's like it's as if nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, that's a no for me. Like check the no in the box on that for me, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so I was like, maybe I imagined this all. And then at that night, I'm laying on the couch. I'm watching TV. My parents are in bed. So where their living room is, you can clearly see the kitchen to this way and their bedroom door and then the hallway. And there is clearly a figure standing there smiling at me. And I was just like, okay, motherfucker. Okay. And thankfully, nothing's ever happened since. But that figure thing will pace that hallway and stare at me every time I visit. Because I like to sleep on their couch because their couch is comfortable as fuck.
I mean, a good couch is extremely fucking underrated. But at the same time, that's all like, no.
Yeah. And I don't know what I did to piss it off. But apparently that day I pissed it off. Because it's never fucked with me since. Normally it just stares at me and then goes about its pacing day. And leaves me alone.
It's standing watch and it's mad you're in its fucking territory, I guess.
I don't know, but why would it lock me in the basement?
Because you don't have the clearance to go upstairs.
That might be it. I don't know. But I told my mom, and my mom's just like, I'm not surprised because we know there's something in the house, but it's never done that before. And I'm like, it did it now. Can we get that house blessed? Can we ask it to vacate something? But it's never done it to me since. But damn.
Yeah, no, enough. I've had a couple of weird ones. The two big ones though would be like fucking. So it was right after I got back from I think my third deployment. Fucking, I was in the fucking barracks. You know, I was a sergeant, so I had my own fucking room. And I woke up in the fucking middle of the night, and across the room, I see me standing across the room, but I also see this thing, I guess is the word I'm gonna use. Like tall, slender, fucking looks kind of like a person, doesn't have a nose or ears or anything.
No, it never does. It's just a figure. And all I can see is the mouth.
But like, no, I can see it's like eyes, and it's like I can see everything about it. Like, just didn't have nose or ears, but like looked like a fucking space alien almost, you know, fucking like had a schmuck on. And I asked it, not me in bed, but me watching it, like me over there, asked it who it was, and it told me who it was, but I don't remember. And then I asked fucking where it was from, and it said not here. But the way that came across was like any imaginable way that you can conceive here. That was not the fuck it.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, and then
there are so many places that not here could be.
Yeah,
that's kind of terrifying.
And then I asked it, fucking, well, what do you want? And it looked around and it said, I'm just checking things out. And then it stopped talking to me over there, looked at me in bed and said, wake up. So I wake up, right? And I'm like, the room's dark. Fucking, I'm alone. I'm like, okay, all right. Nightmare. Got it. That's all the fuck it was. But I'm a little freaked out because it's a weird fucking nightmare. I'm going to go get some fucking water. I get out of bed. The moment my feet hit the fucking floor, the lights all turn on and the windows and the door fucking slam open.
You had they have a movie about that. Isn't it The Insidious, where they travel to the dream world while they're asleep?
Don't fucking know. That
what
fucking
the fuck?
freaked me out. But the apartment that I was living at before fucking I bought my house, fucking like, you couldn't smoke inside, so I'd go downstairs, fucking smoke or whatever. And fucking I was out front smoking, and I saw this like imp fucking thing going down the street. Like, imagine like maybe like 3 foot tall ish, fucking like wearing like a cloak, like its hands were sticking out front, but they looked like chicken feet, and then like it had like a really weird toothed beak thing. And I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. I hope it keeps going. Kind of watched it. It kept going. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go upstairs because I don't want to be out here for that. So I start walking upstairs, and then like fucking like I kind of feel something watching me, and I turn around and I see it again. And I go from being scared to being like pissed off. And I was like, hey, listen, bitch, if you fucking walk upstairs after me, I'm going to rip your arms off, shove them down your throat, and then I'm going to face fuck you to death. And then like it was weird because like I could feel it looking at me like with this like sense that it was like I could sense that it was thinking, I don't think he can do that, but I'm not gonna risk it and walk up the fucking stairs. And then it fucked off, but it was weird.
I'm gonna try using that, but like I'm gonna face fuck your skull into your throat. I'm gonna try threatening my mom's ghost that way. See if it will stop staring at me late at night.
Well, see, I get this fucking like because other shit's like happen like that, but like I guess like not quite to that level. But I think what it is like those type of things, like their food is like your negative fucking like emotions or whatever, and like fear is a fucking very heavy fucking like negative emotion. As to where anger is not. We now like to think that anger is a negative emotion, but like it's not. It's a natural fucking response, and a lot of times fucking anger is a good thing. Like fucking just to bring it back to anything, no matter what religion you fucking follow, like your God has been mad at something at some fucking point. Like you can be righteously fucking angry, and that's a different wavelength, I guess, for the emotions you're putting off. And fear and anger are not the same thing as much as Hollywood would like to tell you that they fucking are. So I think the fucking whatever the fuck the things are, they like fear, but anger's like, nah, I'm good.
I will have to try that the next time because most of my fear. So when I get fearful of something, like my daughter's about to jump off the couch and fucking nosedive into the goddamn carpet, my fear turns into anger because I don't want her to fucking do that because it's dangerous. I'm afraid of her getting hurt. I'm going to try channeling that into anger the next time that fucking ghost stare at me until like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
fucking tell it to go away.
Wake up, you're on the couch, fucking you see it, and you be like, all right, well, instead of being scared, I'm gonna say, all right, so I was really hoping my fingers would crack a lot more when I did that. But All right, I'm gonna count 1, 2. I'm gonna count to 10 before I get up off this couch and show you why a group of crows is called a fucking murder.
I'm gonna try that. Like legit. Try to get them to go the fuck away. Because asking them to go in the name of Christ, or like my mother says,
It's never worked.
Didn't work.
Ever.
It didn't work. It disappeared for a moment, and then the next night it was back. So I'm like, is this a 24-hour ban, or how does this work? Because it's back. And my mom's like, oh, I don't sense it in the house anymore.
Mom, it's standing right there.
It's always been there. It likes to stare at me late at night, Mom. I don't know what to tell you, but it stands right there and watches me on the couch. And it's weird. It's really weird. And then my dog can see it, and my dog growls, and then I'm yelling at the dog, and then I'm yelling at the thing, all while you're sleeping. And then none of us get any sleep except for you. And then you ask me the next morning why I'm tired.
Or you can treat it like a cat, right? And hear me out. You get a spray bottle and you fill it full of holy water, and you say no, and you slap it while you fucking spray at it.
That might be a good thing.
No.
Yes, 24-hour ban, because that shit is back the next goddamn night. Like fucking clockwork. It never fails. I don't know how my parents don't see it. It's still there. They're like, it doesn't bug us. I'm like, good for you. It bugs me.
So one of the things that I've heard is that shit kind of works like a radio frequency, and your body is like set up kind of like, I guess, like a radio receiver, but like you're stuck on one station. And say you're listening to fucking like Rock 99.1 or whatever, right? But your parents are on fucking, like Country 107. Like you're gonna get different fucking things that come in because like your antenna can only be shaken at a certain fucking frequency,
That makes sense. That kind of probably explains why I see things at graveyards that nobody else can see, and why I just choose not to go to graveyards when I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Yeah, it's always a question of mental sanity. Like, am I seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing? Am I seeing what everyone else is seeing? Or am I just losing my goddamn mind? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. No, fucking there was another one, not a big thing, but like fucking when I was in Okinawa, my buddy Chuck, who's got some weird fucking shit, like that kind of stuff going on too. But we were outside the fucking barracks, and we're smoking a fucking cigarette, and there was this dude that like walked by dressed like a fucking samurai, and like me and Chuck were like, hey, cool, samurai, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we're like, never mind.
Never mind.
Where'd he go? There's a fucking story about that though. Fucking, I don't know if you heard of it. There was like a fucking like a Marine Corps fucking rumor anyway about Camp Hansen on Okinawa, where they had to shut down one of the gates because they'd have the MPs out there, and fucking a Marine would fucking walk up to the fucking gate, dressed like fucking he was from like World War II, fucking covered in blood, with a fucking, gun and all that shit, fucking, but hey, you guys got a cigarette? And they'd be like, yeah, let me go grab a cigarette real quick, kind of like duck back a little bit, pull up the radio, be like, hey, this is post 1. We got a guy with a gun here. And they'd look back and the dude would just be gone. And that happened so many fucking times that they fucking shut the fucking gate down.
Why wouldn't they just give him a cigarette and see what's happened? Because that's what I would do.
Maybe
hey,
someone
man,
has.
Let's not get handsy. Here's a cigarette. Keep your hands where I can see them. Here's a cigarette. See what happens. Because that's, I guess, maybe that's just the paranormal curiosity in me, where I'd want to see what happens.
Could be. Fucking. Do you ever watch?
I've never been stationed at Okinawa, but I've heard the ghost stories where the entire fucking island is pretty much haunted.
Well, I mean, like, the island's not that big, and like 100,000 people fucking died over the course of like a month. Like, there's gonna be some weird shit going on.
Oh, I wholly believe it. Like, I go out of my way to avoid a lot of paranormal hotspots. In my opinion,
yeah,
that's one of the hottest of them all. Like, we nuked the entire area. You're telling me that there's no type of paranormal recourse from that? Bullshit.
Speaking of that, though, I was watching this documentary, and they were interviewing people who survived Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and one of them was this woman. She was like a communications fucking person in the fucking Japanese army, and she's like 100 feet underground or whatever. There was like an earthquake, all the power went out, and she's like, all right, well, I guess the power's out, like, because like earthquakes aren't super uncommon in Japan, So, she climbs the fucking ladder to get upstairs, and then, by the time she gets there, the bomb went off like 10 minutes ago, and it went off like right the fuck above her, so everything's just destroyed. And she was talking about how she had this existential crisis because her immediate thought was the Americans figured out a way to open a portal to hell. And she's like, okay, so hell, okay, got it. So she's like, so I closed the hatch and I went back down into the bunker into the darkness because I didn't know when the demons were going to start showing up, and I was fucking scared. And I was like, that's some psychological fucking horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm going to Google tonight.
I think that was on Netflix, by the way. Fucking
yes.
On there. But yeah. No. Anyway, we are at the 2-hour mark. But if you want to talk about ghosts, we can keep going if you're down.
I'll need to get off, but okay. I would definitely love to pick up the ghost stories on a different night if you're up for it.
I am absolutely fucking down. Fucking DM me and we'll set this up again, and we'll just like talk horror stories and
because I will sit there and pull out horror stories in the news, and then we can discuss and analyze, make a whole fucking night of it. Dude, it's just unfortunately tonight I gotta get offline and take care of shit.
No, I totally got you. But before you do go though, can you tell the people where they can find you to watch horror fits?
So I am Kuddling Kittens on TikTok. You can also find me on Veterans Anonymous's podcast on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They are Veterans Anonymous 22 on Facebook, Vets Anon on Twitch, and Veterans Anonymous on the YouTubes.
All right. Well, on that, thank you very much for fucking coming on, and we'll do this again. And whether or not it's paranormal fucking stuff or just talking about horror movies, because we didn't really talk about horror movies. We talked about it for like 30 seconds, and it kind of drifted off. But we'll take the deep dive into that, knowing that that's what we're doing next time when we come up, instead of just throwing lawn darts. All right, but Jenny, you have a good night.
Yes, sounds good.
All right.